get back to this conference. Rashid has facilitated the conversation through what happened with the harm and how all the parties have been affected. They are just about to start the agreement phase, where they will work to reach consensus on how to move forward to heal the harm.
So, Ms. Bangs, what would you like to see as an outcome of this meeting moving forward? How can these harms be healed?
Well, like I said, I'm glad we're doing this conference because I didn't want to report this to the police. Carrie, I know you're young and you made a mistake, and I don't want you funneled into the system. I've seen you around the neighborhood since you were little, and but I need my window repaired before the snow comes. I mean, this is ridiculous. I can't afford to do that right now.
Miss Bangs, again, I'm so sorry that this happened. And Carrie doesn't have the money right now herself, but I'm going to let you know right now, I will pay for the cost for repairing your window. If you like, I could drop a check by your house tonight before I go to work.
Thank you. Of course.
And look, Carrie, I think it's important that you pay me back yourself. We need to figure out a plan for how you're going to do that.
I'll try to do that, but I am going to get a job right now.
Well, we'll see what we can find. Plus, there's a lot of things that need done around the house and in the neighborhood, and you might be able to do work. You might be able to work off your debt. How about that?
And a written apology, please.
Ms. Baines, we can most definitely do that.
Carrie, is that okay with you so far?
Yes, I already started one.
Okay, excellent. Patricia, what about you? You mentioned that Carrie's actions made you feel unsafe in the community and at school. What would make you feel safe again?
I don't know. I guess I want Carrie to promise to stay away from me.
For the purpose of this agreement, let's try to be a little more specific. You know, both of you live in the same neighborhood after all, so let's narrow it down and be more specific.
Well, I want her to stay away from my house.
I will keep at least 3 blocks from your house. I promise you won't see me over there.
Okay, so we're getting more information, that's good. But let's continue to be more specific. How long are we asking Carrie to stay at least 3 blocks away from your house? A few months, a year?
For the rest of the school year.
Carrie, is that okay?
Yeah, I could do that.
Great. Well, we'll put that into the agreements. Patricia, is there anything else you would like to include?
I don't want to be in any classes with her anymore. Not now and not later.
Mr. Carter, as a representative of the school, is this something that you can help with?
That's something we could look into. Sometimes it's kind of tricky. But let me see what I can do. But you're still gonna have to see each other sometimes, like in the neighborhood or in the school at lunch. What are your plans then?
I don't know. I guess I'll just try to walk the other way. I don't want any more drama.
I guess I can do that too.
Okay, so we can add that to the agreement as well. Agreeing to walk away. All right, let's talk a little more about what that will look like in like real life.
Like if we see each other in school or on the street or whatever, we just not engaged. I'll try to go somewhere else.
Okay, but like, what if you can't easily go somewhere else?
Like she said, we'll not engage. agree to not talk to each other or bother each other until we can find an opportunity to go somewhere else.
But what if you with friends?
We'll try to make sure they don't get involved either.
All right. So there's one big thing that we left out that I think we should just look at. And that's the matter of Patricia's treatment of Carrie on social media recently.
I feel like the whole school has been laughing at me because of that. And everything since then has made it worse. I get nervous in front of crowds, like, and your video just makes me feel stupid.
Thank you for sharing that, Carrie. What would you like to see happen regarding this particular harm and getting it resolved?
You can't undo something that, like, that's once already been seen. So I don't know.
It's like trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube after it's already been squeezed out, isn't it?
Yeah.
But is there anything you can see that would make it better? Maybe not perfect or all the way right, but just a little better.
I guess I would like her to post an apology video on social media, like a real one, and delete the posts and comments of me.
Okay. Anything else?
And don't post me on your social media ever again.
All right. That's pretty specific. Patricia, is that something you can agree to? A video apology, deleting those posts, and not talking about her on social media anymore?
A video apology? Okay, I can do that.
Thank you. Let's get a little more specific about the social media pieces. I like to set up common expectations for timeframes in the agreements. Patricia, when will you delete the posts? And secondly, when will you post your video apology?
I'll delete the post tonight.
Okay, and the video apology?
I'll do that this weekend.
All right, so we'll include that in the agreement. Mr. Brown, do you have any additional thoughts about the agreement?
Yes, there is something.
What? Dad?
Mr. Carter, your anger management sessions that you've been having, look, Carrie, you can't be missing them anymore. I want you to take them more seriously. Mr. Carter, can you help me with this?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna bring that up a little later. I'm actually glad that you mentioned it now. Yeah, I would like to engage with Carrie more. I think she's a good kid, and I think we can find some supplemental counseling services for her too if she's interested. Are you interested in that, Carrie?
Okay, I can do that.
All right. I think we're well on our way to a formal agreement here. We'll put this all down in writing, along with who is responsible for doing what and when. Are there any other thoughts in this conference before we move on to the closing?
I just wanted to say what I did was wrong. Mrs. Baines, I shouldn't have broke your car window. And Patrice, I'm sorry I made you feel scared. There's been a lot going on with me. And what I did wasn't right. I hope you could forgive me.
Oh, of course, Carrie. Apology accepted. Thank you for stepping up and taking responsibility, Carrie, for your actions. You know, I know Patrice has something she needs to say.
I'm sorry. I posted that video of you. I'm embarrassed. It embarrassed you and hurt you. And I wasn't thinking about your feelings when I did it. I won't do it again.
To wrap up the agreement section of the conference, Rashid will work with the participants to set up a regular check-in schedule to ensure the participants are adhering to the agreement. The check-ins will also help Rashid to see whether participants need any additional support or resources and whether the agreement itself may need to be amended. Rashid will finish up the restorative conference with a closing circle, and the participants will review and sign the final agreement.
Let's wrap it up with a closing circle. Let's all go around and answer the question. How are you feeling about this conference? And I'll start.
This has been an example of a restorative conference process, from preparation through conference and agreement. And as we close out this video, I need to say this again, because it's just that important. Please invest time in the preparation process. Good prep is the most important ingredient to a successful restorative conference. You will thank yourself for doing the prep, and so will the other participants. Thank you.